a pastor for 10 years before going to the dark side in politics. I was a pastor before I went to the dark side.
Every country ought to think of itself first and how it impacts its own citizens. But America is still the greatest country on the face of the earth and has produced the greatest impact in the rest of the world, and we better not give that away.
Does Congress have a place in...
Next question.
You sponsor,
I just wondered if you guys can stop it.
you sponsor an HR 1218 Social Security and Medicare in favor of, I'm trying to read his writing here, losing away. Suppose...
What's his name? Maybe
Scott?
That's me.
Oh,
you just sponsored the bill to lockbox Medicare and Social Security. So, the question I have is in that you talk about using other investment, taking the money and putting it under other investment tools. Does that mean you would take the surplus and give it to Wall Street? What are you talking about as far as other investment?
I'd like to have the bill read the language specifically here. It's been a while since it's been introduced because it's been bottled up. But the whole idea is to make sure that Social Security funds are only used for Social Security or Medicare purposes.
Awesome.
And that we use an appropriate investment policy that does not give it away. And it's conservative enough that we don't lose, but we continue to grow. It is not to be used for any other purpose than Social Security or Medicare. That's the key of the lockbox.
Well, but the question was, as you said, alternative investment in the bill. If you looked at it, what is an alternative investment other than T-bills, and what do you consider alternative?
I'd have to look at the language again. Like I said, it's been a long time since draft.
I'm on there, so if you want to send me an email or something, that'd be great.
okay, next question.
This question is from Stephen in Monroe. This past October, you introduced the Preserving Direct Seller Independence Act. Can you explain how that legislation was written and what its purpose was, and why did no other members of Congress in the Direct Sellers Caucus ever co-sponsor it?
Direct Sellers Act, it was in my committee. I sponsored it, to co-sponsor it, because it dealt with the issues of concern to direct sales, whether it's Amway or whether it's, Jenny Craig, number of direct sellers that are in this country that people find great benefit from. Reducing unnecessary burdens upon them to carry on the work that they do. And any member of Congress has the opportunity to sponsor any bill that they choose to sponsor. And we don't sponsor every bill that we end up voting on as well. And for that reason, being that I represent Michigan, that has one of the premier direct sponsors in the nation, that being Amway, and other component parts of it, we certainly help those that have legitimate concerns and needs from our frame of reference.
And donate money to your campaign.
Oh, I've never hid that.
I asked, how is that legislation written?
How is it written? What do you mean?
Did the Direct Sellers Association write that and then you just introduced it?
No, no. It always has to go through bill drafting in the House. It has to meet the correct parts of the bill, language. No, I've never had a bill that was handed to me from whether it's Farm Bureau or whether it was from direct sellers or whether it's from insurance industry for annuities for retirement savings, whether it was from NRA. It comes, ideas come, and then we put the idea together to make the need.
You were the only sponsor of that legislation. There was no other sponsors on it. So you wrote it yourself, or how?
No, we worked with drafters, bill drafters, committee staff and bill drafters. Let's go to the next question.